start a service. What a great way to start a Thanksgiving Eve service. Giving thanks. And thank you to Karen Drucker for her wonderful music. You know, as I was singing that, I was wondering if anybody was feeling like, well, I don't really have the health I'd want or the wealth that I'd want. And there's no better way to have what you desire than giving thanks for it in advance. So a chant like that one can remind you to be grateful for all that you have and give thanks in advance for what you don't have. So often we take things for granted, you know, the things in our everyday life. So today I'm going to talk to you about living Thanksgiving, not just on the holiday. And I wanted to start with a scripture quote from Luke 17, verses 12 to 19. As he entered a village, 10 lepers approached him. Keeping their distance, they called out, saying, "Jesus, Master, have mercy on us." When he saw them, he said to them, "Go and show yourselves to the priests." And as they went, they were made clean. Then one of them, when he saw that he was healed, turned back, praising God with a loud voice. He prostrated himself at Jesus' feet and thanked him. And he was a Samaritan. Then Jesus asked, "Were not 10 made clean? But the other 9, where are they? Was none of them found to return and give praise to God except this foreigner?" Then he said to him, "Get up and go on your way. Your faith has made you well." 10 people who were lepers. And back in that time, I mean, they were shunned from society. It was a terrible disease that covered their body with sores. They were in chronic pain. Nobody would come near them. You hear they called from the distance, "Jesus, have mercy on us." They had heard about his healing powers. And after all this time of suffering, they were suddenly well. And 9 of them were so excited about being made well, they probably ran off to find their family and their friends and say, "Look, I'm healed." But only one returned to the source of the healing. So if you ever heard me speak before, you've heard me say, one source, many resources. There is but one source in this universe, and we believe in that one power, that one presence. In our song, when we were giving thanks, we were calling that presence Spirit. Thank you for this day, Spirit. We often refer to that presence as God, or the omnipotent one, or the universe, or by whatever name you call it. One power in this universe, working all the time for our good. Working in us, as us, and through us. And we never know what our resource might be, because that Christ presence is in each and every living being. So the lepers went off to share their joy, but they forgot to go back to source to say thank you. Now Jesus here served as resource. He was the healer, the one who said, "Go then see the priest, and in doing so you will be made whole." But there was a power greater than Jesus, and he spoke of it all the time. "I and my Father are one" is one of the ways he used to say it. "Of myself I can do nothing, but the one who sent me can do all things." Giving thanks and praise was the way that he taught. So imagine his surprise when the people that were healed did not come back to say thank you. So I was wondering, how do you express your gratitude? Do you even notice when there's a shift? When something that was bothering you before is problem solved now? Do you remember to thank Source? Do you remember to thank your resources? The ones that showed up for you as the Christ presence in your life? So I have a tip from Unity World Headquarters, a Thanksgiving prayer they shared with all of the ministers in the Unity movement. And it's called, I am grateful, thankful, and blessed. Will you play that for us now, Hayden?
I give thanks to God for the divine purpose and timing that together weave a golden thread of opportunity throughout my life. There is an answer to every prayer. With this awareness, I accept and give thanks for the abundant good that is mine to claim and share with others. I am thankful, grateful, and blessed for the people in my life. I am thankful, grateful, and blessed for the purpose in my life. I am thankful, grateful, and blessed for the joy in my life. I am thankful, grateful, and blessed every day of my life. And so it is. Amen.
I am thankful, grateful, and blessed. Let's say it together. I am thankful, grateful, and blessed. And note she said at the end, every day of my life. The gift of life that we take for granted. We wake up every morning. What if the first thing we said upon awakening, before we even opened our eyes, was thank you for this new day? Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Wouldn't that be a fun way to start the day? But oftentimes we're so wrapped up in what we've got to do. Got to get up, the alarm rings, got to get moving, got to get here, get there, do this, do that, be here, be there. Right now I want to invite you into this sacred time and know that it is sacred time. And if you're joining us online, thank you for being present with us. And wherever you are, know that this is your sacred time too. And I invite you to just be in this space. You've come here this evening to give thanks, to celebrate Thanksgiving pre-Thanksgiving, to truly live Thanksgiving. I'm sure you've heard this before. Thanks is for giving. Who are you giving thanks to? What are you giving thanks for? How can you express your thanks more often? We have so much to be grateful for in our world. And you know, in Unity's 5 basic principles, there's one power. I'm one with that one power. I can create with that one power. I know how to do this through prayer and affirmation. But our 5th principle says it's not enough to just know these truths, but I must live these truths. Are we living into Thanksgiving? Are we truly expressing our gratitude for what is? So when you think about Thanksgiving, and I'm sure we're all going to spend our Thanksgiving a little bit differently than the one next to us. Some of us will have turkey, others won't. That seems to be a common thread. Many of us will gather with family, some will be alone. Some will travel, some will host at their homes. But whatever you do for Thanksgiving, it's a special holiday that's set apart to remind us to just pause and be grateful. So some of the things that are special during the holiday is, a lot of people make the practice of going around the table and everybody says what they're grateful for. What are you thankful for this year? And one of the things that I'm finding myself very grateful for this year is my memories of Thanksgivings past. So my mother made her transition in 2020. In 2020, there was something going on in the world and people weren't gathering around holiday time. Do you remember that? Yeah, so it was the gift of COVID, my family called it, that nobody was gathering, so we weren't missing out on what would have been our ordinary gathering. Then in 2021, we gathered, and it was a little bit odd, not having Mom there. And this year, we're going to gather with a smaller group. There will be fewer than 30 of us. Most people laugh when I say that. I have a very large family. There will be fewer than 30 of us gathering tomorrow. Usually we're up above the 50s. But my mom hosted Thanksgiving so many years when I was a child. And I had an aunt that would come in from Ann Arbor and another one that would come in from Ohio. And sometimes it was the only time of the year that I saw those aunties, and or maybe a couple of times a year. It was special. And all of the special holiday wear came out. I remember polishing silver and cleaning crystal vases, and Mom pulling out the china and the fancy tablecloths. It was special. And every day can be special. It doesn't mean we have to use the china and the silver every day, but why not, right? So let your memories of Thanksgivings past or holidays past come forward for you this evening, because in our memories, we can be grateful for those memories. Also, no matter who you're going to spend the holiday with, it's a choice that you've made. And so give thanks for those chosen relationships, whether you're family or friends or you're alone. Be grateful for the company you're keeping, even if it's just your own company. Every day we can be grateful for our work and our play and our daily activities, our friends, our earth. That's something that we all share. And we can show our gratitude for it by giving back to it and protecting it. We can give thanks for our families, our food, not only on Thanksgiving Day when the fancy meal comes out, our homes, our shelter. And if you hang around here at Unity of Livonia long enough, I'm going to bet that you're going to find yourself giving thanks for the divine love that you feel, the friendships that you form here, the ability to see the light of God expressing in others, that you're going to notice the greater spiritual awareness that you have, that you're going to feel grateful for this spiritual community that we sometimes call family, and that you're going to recognize and give thanks for being in the flow of absolute, infinite abundance. Those are the things that we're about here. And those are the things that, as members or visitors here, you want to take with you when you leave here. And take those things in gratitude with you. In Morning Reflections this morning, a group I do, we talked about being fully present where you are, and how we can take the energy with us where we go. And we asked, what is it that you desire? So in a few minutes, I'm going to play a song for you. It's called Thankful. It's by Josh Groban. And I'm going to allow it to lead us into a time of meditation. And unlike we do on Sunday mornings, but not quite like we do on Wednesday evenings, we're going to take about 15 minutes in meditation. In the silence, we'll have Hayden play some soft, maybe piano music for us, if you would, and just have a gentle background. And I want you to really connect with the Christ energy in you and ask for what it is you desire and give thanks for it in advance. Maybe you want to remember Thanksgivings past and bring those memories forward and just say thank you for them all over again. What is it that you would want to, like the lepers that were healed, that would make you come running back to Source to say, oh, thank you, thank you, thank you? What is it that you're longing for in your life that would want to have you wanting to shout from the mountaintops? Something else we talked about in Morning Reflections the other day. Go tell it on the mountain. What do you want to shout from the mountaintops your thanksgiving for? How can you live into